Hello, everybody, and welcome to a rain-drenched Silverstone 1991. We are in the time machine going back to the epic era of the Group C mod. This is brought to us by MAK-CORP. Today's race is round 3 of the APTORA MAK-CORP Group C Championship, brought to you by our sponsor, APTORA. So give those guys a look. They are solutions for any kind of workload needs you need with their amazing software. So, with that said, let's check what's going on here. We are in the throes of practice, just the last few minutes here getting race ready before quali. So drivers are out, getting their last few laps in under calmer conditions, let's say. This is going to be quite a battle today in this rain. I mean, look at this place. Holy smokes. I mean, we are, it's the British weather is definitely in full force today. Let's see if we can get up a couple some practice times. You guys can get a look at what's been going on here. Well, there aren't any times, so never mind. Anyway, let's take a look down the grid here. We're going to flip around and see some cars. I can hear the Mazda screaming up somewhere back in there. So, take a look. There's one of our sponsor cars right there, APTORA. That is being driven by Johnny Gutierrez. Johnny finished third in last week's round 2 with a brilliant run. Maddie Shepard took the checkered. She won that round 2, and I think it was Westy got second with Black Cat Motorsports. That does put Black Cat Motorsports in first place for the team championship. If any of you are following that, just for giggles, there you go. This is what the points look like. So you can see it after 2 races. This will be the third. We have let's see, where's it? I got to get my end up. Anyway, there you go. There's your order. You can see where Westy got second over Maddie there, and they took the points away from Flying Crowbar, which was in the lead of the team championship. So that's a quick look at the scores there. My monitor screen wasn't up, so I was going to read along with you, but never mind. Who cares about that when we've got Silverstone in the rain? Holy smokes. So right now, it looks like the rain has been dumping all of practice, and the skies have cleared for the last remaining few minutes. We got about 2 minutes to go here until qualifying. So just get a quick kind of look at what these guys are looking at. The water on their track, it looks pretty heavy. I'm sure these guys are all on wet. I believe the forecast says it's pretty much going to be 80% of the race is going to be raining. There are a few spots where it might just dry up a little bit, but I don't know. I'm thinking that this is going to have a wet track for the entire 90 minutes. So we'll just have to see. But that would be my guess, which is as good as yours. So let's see what else we got here. Let's jump down the line here. Who else have we got? Here is a look at Maddie Shepard, last week's winner in that Porsche. Man, she just threw that thing around like nobody's business. As you can see, now we've got a couple times coming in. So a 146 has been put up by Merrick, Team MRG. They're in the running too, for the as well as the team battle goes. So 28 points for Black Cat Motorsports and 20 points for Flying Crowbar. MRG's down there with their single point, but remember, it only pays out to the top 10. So if you're not in the top 10, you do not get points. Similar to how F1 does it. Get this wet track. Really nice that the clouds have parted and gave us a little bit of sun here for the last couple of minutes of practice. And it looks like, I think that's the sign right there that it is going to go to quali. So, 15-minute qualification session. It's private, so we won't have any other cars in your way. It's going to be important, I think, for this qualification run to get yourself up to the top of the grid, especially for the first couple laps. Because if it's going to be wet, unless this sun holds out, we just don't know. I don't know, but we shall see. This version of Silverstone circuit of the 91 through 93, it was this layout. with the farm straight, which is a little different. You come out of Abbey, the farm straight to the bridge, into that Peoria section where Brooklands is and Luffield, down to Woodcote, and then, that's where the start-finish, the old start-finish, where you go into Coops and then head off into Maggot and Beckett. So we'll come right out of the pits into Coops and go straight into Maggot and Beckett's, then down Chappelle to the hangar straight into Stowe. And then round the Val and Club and Abbey. So that will be this epic 91 circuit. Oh, as you can see there's a little bit of, Maddie's got her hands full there already. And it is raining, so quali is rain, and rain is quali. Let's take a look at this. You see Maddie Shepherd's out there, one of the first ones out. You guys were probably hoping to get a time lap in before it got really wet, or hoping that sun would stay out, but I'm not thinking that's the case here. You see the raindrops track there. So yeah, the rain is coming down. I believe, looking at my monitor board over here, everybody is out, but right now we will get the box up here so we can kind of see what's going on here. This is Maddie Shepherd on the outlap, coming through that Brooklyn section now, getting ready to start first time lap. So here we go. First time lap of round 3 will be put in as she's on the clock. Coming up through Beckett, Maggot. Just get out that big right-hander into Chappelle and down the hangar straight for the first time with the clock running. Hard on the brakes into Stowe. Very nicely done, keeping it together there. Little counter steer, fighting the wet track. To the Val and the Club. That little bit of a hook there coming out of LA going into Club would be tough. It's just a little bit of a hairpenny hook. Then of course down through Bridge. And into Brooklands here. This lefty right here, Brooklands, famous turn. Left field, the righty. Keeping it on the outside off of Woodcote and down to the start finish. Let's see what she's got. Looks like Westy's got a 42 already up on the charts. Holy smokes. As we've been watching Maddie here. These guys been blistering her, but see what Maddie can do. .142. So she finds herself down in 8th. Let's take a look up that Westy. Holy smokes, Westy was on fire. Here is Nick Westy. He's on a cool down lap now. Tony Talvitier in one of the APTORA skins. He's on a ripper. Listen to that Mazda scream. Got to stay off some of these curbs you can use, but you can see these curbs, these raised ones, and especially in the rain, you really got to keep yourself off of those. It's so tempting to try and get a little apex, but if you just hit those raised curbs, you're going to hurt your time. The car's going to bounce. These cars are bouncing enough as it is, so you really, really got to watch down there. Listen to that baby scream. Holy smokes, that Mazda is just, if that doesn't make you happy, I'm telling you. Ah. Look at that. It's just slowing that sucker way down in there. And let's see what Tony Talvite can do here. He's already in second. He's just almost a full second off. Does he better his time? We're going to find out. 141, 142, 143, 144, 5.2. He was purple in the last sector, but he does not improve. Let's see what Robin Taylor has for us. He's starting a ripper. Just trying to keep it together. That Porsche is just like a sewing machine, man. It's just amazing. Taylor currently in fourth in the points with 23 points. You can see the leaders, Westy, up there 35 points after 2 events. Shepard's got 26 and Johnny Gutierrez has 24. So it's about a 9-point difference from the first to second, but then it's pretty tight after that. So this is going to be an important race here today, guys. Figure it out. Gets a little bit wide there. It's not going to help his efforts. Finding his way through this rain-soaked tarmac. And here we go. Let's see what he can do. He can do no good as he's pulling it in the pits. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Let's jump on down a little bit. Let's find Johnny Gutierrez. He's another APTORA skin. It looks like he's green and green in track sectors 1 and 2. And he's just doing what he can to hang on. I think this constant rain, those guys were smart to get your first laps in because I think it's just getting wetter and wetter and wetter. And we're going to see what Johnny can do. He's a 141, 142, 143. So not too bad. He bumps himself up into 5th. Nicely done. Good job there, Mr. Gutierrez. Let's check on, Robin Taylor. He's back in the pits. Where is High Tree? High Tree's in the pits. What about Randy Merck? Here we go in the corn-fed special. Team Sauber, so one of the Mercs. He's currently sitting 6th, some 2.8 off of that blistering pace that Shepard has put up there. As we just now see, she has jumped ahead of Westy. I should have been watching her, but that's all right. I want to get a look at everybody's cars here. Look at that great paint job by the MRG guys. They have an excellent painter. Because Randy's going to have to give me a shout out who their painter is, because their skins are always great, as are the SRO skins. And we're missing a couple of drivers today. It is summertime here and in other places of the world, so we do have some guys that are out and about. Can't make it. Look at that reflection. It's the speed coming off of there. That Merc. Looks like the Merc is holding on pretty good. It's got some really good grip. Hey, it loses it a little bit right there, but man, you have to be careful. It's all or nothing when it's conditions like this. You just have to be on your game, especially on these tight turns. Oh, and you can see it's just a little bit too much. It's all you can do to keep it off of there. All right, let's jump down now. LaBelle. Michael LaBelle, sporting that nice, beautiful pink Porsche. Pink and white. Currently putting some laps in. And Jacob Smythe right here. Smythe, let's keep an eye on Smythe. Smythe is usually pretty quick. I think this will be his first lap was about 7-8 seconds off. So let's see what happens here. He's also one of the MRG drivers in that. Look at that paint scheme. That's really, really nice. So let's see what Jacob can do here. Look at these track conditions. It looks like the rain might have stopped coming down. I don't see the drops as prevalent, not in this view anyway. Let's see what happens here. Yeah, there's a few on the windshield. So I think it's a little bit lighter, maybe an opportunity, but that track looks pretty darn drenched. Oh, green in Sector 1. You can see the Merrick Plumbing is the sponsor for Jacob Smythe of that, and Randy Merrick is Team MRG. So this is a great group of guys. We're glad to have them racing here with us at SRO. We got Costas Katsaris. He's also MRG. I don't know if Costas made it today. He might not have made it today. I don't see him on there. As well as Gilles Da Silva, who is one of the SRO painters. You can all those APTORA skins, the custom skins are done by him. Really nicely done. I don't know, Jacob. Wow, this is. I mean, it looks like he's almost given up on some of those turns, but that's just how you got to take these turns, man. It looks slow, but man, I'm telling you, it does not feel slow when you're behind the wheel. I took a couple of laps just before we jumped on here on the practice server, and he's yellow. 145, though. He does move him up a little bit. Not too bad. He's in 11th now. But, yeah, I took a couple of laps. I think I was in the Mazda, and it was tough, man. This is going to be something else. Let's look at, here's our series host, John Vandergeest. In another APTORA SRO Mazda, you can tell that Mazda by the screaming whine out of something else. As we are coming down in the last few minutes of quali here, there's probably enough time for a lap each if they get around and get across that timing line with 3 minutes left. With the 141 being a quali lap, 145s are probably going to be race laps, 147s maybe. We'll see what happens. I'm sure these guys are low fuel right now trying to beat it around. See, John is green in his first sector, currently in 11th with his teammate, or SRO mate, I'm sorry, not teammate, but Mark Hightree, who's comfortably in the pits right now. He might be waiting it out. He's holding that last coveted points position, at least on the pole. That 10th spot gives him the last point. Nice. So he is yellow. Let's find Caitlin Pennies. She's with us today. The Peptol, currently in 14th. Look at that. Look at this. Look how slick it is. I'm telling you, man, I think it's gotten even slipperier. So does she move herself up a little bit? Yeah, she jumps the spot. She jumps ahead of Gonçalves. Alexandre. And let's check out Alexandre. He had a big spin there. Okay, so that's what happened to Alexandre. He's pulling it in the pits. Let's, Meyer Kytree is in the pits. Man, Merrick's still out. Escobar. Dax Skobler. I really butchered this guy's name. I'm so sorry. Okay, hold on to it. Batej, hold on to that, baby. You got it. You got it. Oh, and that's not a happy ending for that. Oh, that's just going to show you what can happen here. Hook out with a minute left. Somebody's on a ripper. Let's see. It's Dalvitier. So he's just started a lap. Let's see. He's currently in third. With the quali ending here in the last minute here, looks like this is going to be a gallant effort to bump himself up. Although third is not bad in this rain-drenched track. So get as far ahead as you can because there's just the potential for carnage. And it's not because of anybody's fault. It's just the track is so dang wet. I mean, you're either going to get grip or you're not. So let's see what Tony can do here. It just looks treacherous, doesn't it? Holy smokes. He's giving it the go. Oh, my bad. There we go. Coming up on the bridge. the scream of that Mazda. Green and green, so he does have a chance to maybe bump himself up, but I don't know. He's 3, 2, 5, almost 6/10. He needs 6/10 to get Westy. Westy just took the pole. Holy smokes. Westy just took the pole from Shepard as we're watching Tony, and Tony's having a little trouble in the grass there. Oh, and Talavitier hangs on and keeps that third. But Nick Westy, with a gallant last lap effort, has just taken the pole away from Matty Shepard. Oh, I'm sorry we missed that, but holy smokes. There we go, starting order. I want to set the starting order now. Session results. There's the results. All right, there we go. Now the starting order says so. Westy with a 141.2. Look at this. Matty Shepard right on the tail there with a 141.6. So just some 4/10 separate. Then Talavitier right there within that same, almost a second, just about. So amazing. Or gets 143 for Merrick. Good job for Randy in the rain. Really goes to show you these guys driving in the rain is not easy, as that is our starting order. So now it's time for a little bit of warm-up. These guys got just a little bit of time to go out and have some last-minute adjustments, fill the car with gas, maybe, take it out there. No pressure at this point in time. Just kind of see where you can push, where you can't push. That's what's left here of this 5-minute warm-up session before we get underway. And it looks like there's some blue skies, so I think warm-up has kind of cleared up a little bit. But the track is just completely drenched, so yeah. Watch out in the pits there. How you doing? Oh my goodness, there you got some body work. Here you go. Yep, you got to look both ways before you cross the road and when you pull out of the pits. That was just unfortunate. But luckily it's just sim racing, and the only thing that really gets hurt in sim racing is your feelings. So unless you get your wrist tweaked by your direct drive wheel, that can happen too. So there are the potential injuries in sim racing. And you might get a cramp in your foot. So yeah. Check out Randy. Randy's out there in the corn bed. Hitting some warm-up laps. Brakes are nice and cool after we saw him in that quali run with cherry red brakes. I'm sure they'll heat up here in a minute. This MAK-CORP Group C mod is just super fun. Now, it's been redone. I don't recall the group that did it. John Vandergeest was telling me. But they have kind of updated a little bit to get it up to snuff with what's going on with R-Factor 2 in its current state, which is in a pretty good place. R-Factor 2 is in a really good place. If you like the sim, I love their online racing. And, of course, if you haven't tried Le Mans yet, that's amazing, too. You do need an updated, pretty powerful machine. But if you have that, the sim is absolutely fantastic. There's, a lot of complaints of guys with the older rigs aren't able to get quite the performance that they would hope. But I know for my personal use that I don't have any issues with it, and it is just beautiful, and the way it drives is amazing. I love it, and it's online racing, the same as RF2. It's got race control, so all good stuff. Let's see, is Phil Brown out there? Yeah, the couple guys we haven't looked at yet. There's Brown. I think Hightree's still in the pits. He's in an APTORA game, but Philip Brown. Let's see, Jason Whited. Here's Whited. Who else haven't we got to look at yet? Okay, Freddie Hell. Where is Freddie? Freddie's in the pits. Good to see Freddie out here. We've seen Majag, Matej. Ollie there, and Ollie is in the pit. So, Ollie, I'm not even going to try. There's Phil. Yep, Mark's in the pits. Vandergeest is in the pits. Penny's in the pits. So Whittett's out there. Whited is heading out, or he's in the. Anyway, we are down to a minute and a half. So we'll go back to Randy. He's one of the only ones out there, and Phil Brown is out there as well. Ali Carjalate. I'm going to go with Carjalate. I don't know these. Really would like to get with these guys and have them tell me over TeamSpeaker or Discord or something how to pronounce their names so I don't butcher them every 2 weeks. But in the meantime, that's what it is. So there we go. We got like 30 seconds, a little over 30 seconds left of warm-up, and we are going to get ready to go. So while we wait for that, let's get the starting order going. How we're going to line up. We got Nick Westy, Matty Shepard, Tony Talvitie, Randy Merrick, the top 4 qualifiers. Robin Taylor in 5th, Johnny Gutierrez in 6th, Freddie Hell in 7th, with Matej Descobler in 8th. Bringing it up the back end here, we got Ollie, Phil Brown, Mark Hightree, and John Vandergeest down to 12th. And then we got Jacob Smythe, Caitlin Penny, Alexandre Conscalavas, and Jason Whited in 16th, and that leaves Michael LaBelle in 17th. So that is your starting order for round 3, which is just a few seconds away from starting. All right. And there we go. All non-essential personnel leave the grid now. Look down the grid. They're going to start taking it here in a minute. So we do have some sun. Look at this. Excuse me. Sun is beating down for the start. Let's get the clock up there so we kind of have an idea what's up. This is a rolling start, so you don't get thrown off by what's happening there. We're going to go around one complete warm-up lap, and then the race will start. Just kind of get a look at these guys here. I'll give you a little bit of a glimpse here. I'll put some name tags on just so you can kind of see who's who here as they go by. All right, there we go. And where is LaBelle? There he is. Okay, here comes Michael. Look at the spray. This is going to be something else, man. I certainly hope everybody can make it through the first lap. I'm telling you, if we get everybody around lap 1, I'm going to be in shock. I'm not hoping anything happens, but except that everybody makes it. But I don't know, man. It's going to be tough. It's just so dang wet out there. Yes, sirree. There's Freddie, Matej and Ollie, Mark, Hightree behind him. There's Hightree in that second APTORA car. There's the first APTORA car, which is Merrick. Behind that, there is Tony Talvitie and Johnny Gutierrez. Back here is Smythe. sun is beating down on the rain-soaked track. So just get an idea. What the hell? All right, that's not so bad. You can see the replay up there on the big screen. The spray. Crazy business. All right. As they're making their way back to the starting grid. And I believe this is when you cross the line, it starts. So as soon as Nick Westy hits that line, the race is on. As they're making that final turn out of Woodcote. Ready to go, and we are racing. There goes Westy getting that good lead out there. Oh, we got cars all in the back crashing already. Look at this, everybody. Like I said, it's so slick back there. Everybody's into the wall. Come on, you guys, get it out. You can make it. You can make it. What happened to Vandergeest? See back there? It's a mess back there. Where are you, John? Are you going to make it out? Okay, there's John. And okay, I think everybody made it out. We just had the first incident was not even into turn one. Wow, so we can see. All right, let's get the tower up so we can see where we are here. All right. There's Westy, Shepard, and Televitier, the top three. Well, the survivors in the mist, good heavens. This in the rain-drenched track in the sun. So that is something else. All right. These boxes up to kind of see who's who here. There we go. 5th and 6th. Let's get a look. I want to check out these guys in the back. I think we're okay here, although we are got a little bit of a race going on right here for positions already. Taylor in 5th. We got Hightree in that last point spot being chased by Caitlin Penny, who's missing some parts. Well, you can see that's going to hurt Caitlin as she doesn't have a front downforce. So you can see on that turn entry back there, she kind of lost it into the grass, and that is going to hurt. Oh, this could be a pit stop for Caitlin. I would wisely suggest. Meanwhile, in the back, these guys are duking it out here. Some more damage. Let's see if anybody got steering damage. It looks okay. They all got their body parts. You can see Michael LaBelle up there in 14th. Got through that shock. They're going to get around him. Oh, nobody's. We got no take. Yep, we do have a taker going to the pit. It's John Vandergeest. He's going in. He's going to be our first victim of the crash. Going for some repairs. Looks like he's got some bent steering here. You can see his steering wheel. So there we have that. Meanwhile, back up to the sharp end. 4th place, Randy Merrick here. MRG driver holding on. Got a little bit of a gap to 3rd up there, being held by Tony Talvitier at the time. Nicely done. It's Westy. Westy with that clear sailing, that's such an advantage having the pole. I mean, he's got just about a 2-second lead over Maddie. But I don't expect that to stay. Maddie's just got too much pace. Oh, we got another yellow. What's going on? Where are they? I don't see anybody. Ollie, everybody okay? I'm looking back. We must have been Gutierrez, who finds himself in 7th now. Putting the challenge on Robin Taylor. No wipers yet. I can't see a damn thing. Holy smokes. These guys, it's no balls, no glory. Oh, you can see him coming around bridge over there. I love that back with the foreground there. As we got a pretty good battle here for 6th place with Gutierrez closing in. Westy puts in the best lap of the race so far after only a few laps in. He is our leader, clear of everyone. That's such an advantage. Oh, we got a pass being made here, and it looks like Johnny Gutierrez does get around Taylor, but Taylor fights back. He's on the inside. Taylor. gets a, so Gutierrez taking 7th, or 6th, I'm sorry, from Taylor. Nicely done. We got a High Tree's getting a little bit of pressure here from the back. And High Tree, Jason Whited gets around High Tree, and High Tree now being pressured by Smythe coming through. High Tree gets a little bit wide. It looks like Smythe's going to have a run at him too. And he does. He gets around. So High Tree dropping a couple spots there. Probably primarily out of track caution. I mean, no sense to push this early in the race. You don't want to end up with a DNF. So High Tree giving up a couple of spots there early on here, taking him out of the points some 2 positions. But we will just see what happens later after that. Okay, let's jump up to the sharp end here. We got Matty Shepard closing in on Westy. You can see, I think that's also, that could be, is that Phil Brown or Caitlin up there ahead of Westy? Let's just see what we got here. There's this Westy's view. Oh, Shepard puts in the fastest lap. You can see right there. All right. So just a quick, yeah, there's Westy. I want to see, yeah, that is Caitlin. You can see because there's no front end. So the signs will come up. No, it's Phil Brown. I'm sorry. Then there is a front end. It's just black. No, there is no front end. Okay. So Phil Brown, who currently in 17th, coming off the track. And Vandergeest has thrown in the chips. Vandergeest is our first DNF of the event. Sorry to see that, John. That was that lap 1 mishap where 3 or 4 or 5 cars got together into the wall. That was most unfortunate. Tough going there, John. Better luck in 2 weeks. As we're here, okay, look at this. Smythe is going to get a little advantage on Jason Whited. It looks like he's going to have a move here. They're coming up the bridge into this tricky technical part of the track here. They head down into Ferrari and Brooklands. Not where they were. I thought they just went under the bridge. I don't know. I'm lost. And you can see High Tree in the background there. Smythe takes a look. It's all over him. Look at these beautiful blue skies. He's going to get around and he's going down. And now they're heading into bridge and into that technical section that I thought they were already in. All right, so Smythe has no problem getting around Whited there through that section. Again, these guys, it's just white knuckle time. You got to just hang on to yourself. Keep these cars on track. And then think about pushing, but it looks to like a little bit like the track might be drying up a little bit. I was fortunate for these guys to be able to take advantage of this conditions right now and maybe move themselves around a little bit. So Freddie Hell now in 9th. Who else do we have in the pit? We have Freddie Hell in the pit, but he's out. No, he was in the pit. Freddie, nope, it's showing him in the pit. There he is. Okay, indeed. That's why everybody was moving up. Okay. My bad. Meanwhile, back to the sharp end. There's Westy and Shepard. Shepard is taking a look. I want to take advantage of this clear spot in case any more weather comes, but it looks like it's pretty nice from here, at least from my view. Look at those are the curbs you got to stay off of. Good job, Maddie. So Maddie's putting the pressure. So they can take it around Brooklands here. I believe that's where they are. Yeah, that lead is just under a second. This is way before the DRS days. Otherwise, he would probably have DRS. You can see Talvitier just in 3rd place, just behind these two. So the pressure is on. Maddie. So consistent. Pressure, pressure, pressure. making it through. Mark Hartree, who got back into the points spot, let's take a quick look back here, has just got passed by Alexandre, so just gave up that spot. And Taylor has put some pressure on Gutierrez here. This is for 6th. It's Maddie. All right. And Shepard back on the prow here, back to the pointy end. Could be in a pass for the lead here. He gets a little sideways. Look at this. The track is definitely drying out. Excuse me, as Westy takes it a little bit wide. That could open the door for Maddie. Oh, she's got to run. She's got to run. Oh, these guys are duking it out. Wow, high speed adventures. Oh, and Maddie loses it. She's got it sideways, coming out, and no damage, keeping it off the wall. Be careful backing that thing up. Oh, Shepard gives up a spot. Is she going to give up 2? Yep. Oh, here comes Merrick. This thing, Maddie, I'm going to put a little bit of pressure on you now. Shepard just missing it by an inch. She might have hit that high curve I was talking about, because that's all it takes to throw you off. Good night. Oh, what a tough break. She was closing in on Westy. That's got Westy well out in front with Calvitier, just about a 2-second gap. So these guys can, whew, I'll bet Westy's taking a breath there. A sigh of relief, because the pressure was on. Definitely. But Merrick now is going to put it to Shepard. Here we go. So this is the battle for 4th. Or our 3rd, I'm sorry, as Merrick is in 4th. We'll see if Shepard can gather herself and get back to that blistering pace she had. If that's the case, she'll be able to pull away from Merrick, but I don't. Merrick says, hey, I'm coming for you, girl. Here we go. Up, and Shepard is wide. And that leaves the door wide open for Randy Merrick, now on the podium in 3rd place, only just about 15 minutes into this race, not even. So there's a quick change of events. Meanwhile, back here, what's happening with Hightree? Hightree was dropping spots. He was back up in 10th. Smythe got around him. Alexandre is currently in 9th with Whited in 10th. So those are your last 2 points positions right there. Playing out. We got Vandergeest out, and we also have Phil Brown, unfortunately, has also retired from this race. I'm so sorry, Phil. That's tough. But Calvitier was actually, I think Calvitier's got our fastest lap right now. He was purple 141.8, I think. Let's see what we got here. Best lap times. Tough racing going on here. So Shepard and Merrick right up the road here, going at it. Let's see, does Maddie have it? Could Maddie gather herself after the event to put the pressure on Merrick? As the track is drying out, I wonder if these guys are on wet or not. I wasn't able to get the tires to work. So RRR slick. So they are on rain tires. You can see by the icon there, the R's. We have Smythe. Smythe is on intermediates. And so is Merrick. As Merrick gives Maddie a bump. Maddie's on the inside. What's going to happen on the exit here? They're bumping again. They're bumping again. Keep it straight, you guys. Oh, little fenders. Little love taps there. As Merrick is making his shoulders very wide. Oh, and Maddie says, oh, yeah, take that. Take that. There's a left jab and a right jab and a left jab and a right jab. Oh, come on, guys. Oh, it's like, yeah, if you're going to bump me, I'm going to bump you. This is not going to end well. Come on, you guys. Woo! This is a fight. Are you kidding me? Wow. That was something else. Good night. Now, Merrick's on those intermediates. So it says it. Maddie's saying, I'm coming around. You know, going to the inside, and she's going to have it. And, yep, there it is. Maddie gets around. So, I don't know. And somebody else, what's going on here? Look at this. It's Mataj taking the spot. Just, you guys can duke it out. This Matej, I am going to just take third place. Thank you very much. What a chain of events there through Brooklyn. Good heavens. Those guys are so busy slapping each other that Matej just says, I'm through, you guys. You guys can fight all you want. I'm through. But this is quite a group here for the chasing third place there in that beautiful red APTORA skin there. The Matej brilliantly worked his way through as those two were just so consumed with each other. Wow. Look at that. And then right behind him there is Gutierrez and Taylor. You can see that Taylor is trying to put a little bit of pressure on Gutierrez. He's right now just sitting in 6th. Wow, this whole group, 7th through 4th, is all right here on the screen. This is some really great racing here. We got the rest of the gang is spread out. Not a lot of action, but I think these guys are going to try and take advantage of this dry segment. As you can see, the dry line there coming. So Merrick is possessed today, man. He is just on a mission. He has got some pace and he's got nerves of steel. He is just putting it to this field. And Shepard right on him. It's like these guys are just like, this is a street fight. Oh, well, did you see Matej get a little bit wide up in front of these two? This is Maddie looking for an opening. Merrick just continues to slam the door shut on every attempt that Maddie makes. And you can see Gutierrez back there in 6th, kind of closing up as these guys fight. The other guys are going to get tighter. Oh, the leader's in. Westy is in the pit. So we are 13 minutes of the 3 30-minute segments. So with 13 minutes remaining to the top of the hour, the leader has pitted. So we don't know exactly why or what. Could be tires, could be strategy, might have something we missed, but they weren't too. I mean, Westy was out in front of these guys pretty far, so we might not have seen him have an off and hit, but perhaps it's just a pit stop for tires. He's probably changing off of those wets. We shall see. Let's refresh this. I really want to get help from our good friend Woody. Has been helping me tremendously with this R-Factor 2 broadcast code. I wasn't able to get it in. He did send me a thing with some tire info. I was unable to get it in for this race. I'll try to get it in for next week. It's JSON files, and it's, yeah, you got to have all your semantics right. Meanwhile, Tony Talvitier leading this race. Look at him. He's way out front in the APTORA 72. So he's got 17 seconds on second place, Maddie. So, wow, that gap. As Maddie's, okay, who's coming in? Taj's coming in. So that's going to change things here. Maddie's going to take over second. These guys are duking it out. Gutierrez. Maddie's off. Again. Merrick. Taylor. These guys are, what's going on here, man? Talvitier went out in front of him. Meanwhile, behind him is complete chaos. As now Gutierrez is in second and Taylor is in third. So, once again, the guys in the back are taking advantage of the small fist fights that are going on in front of them and being able to swap positions. As Sahaj is coming in, I think they went in to change tires. So, yeah. Who else is on softs? Oh, it looks like Alexandre, High Tree. Oh, keep it together, keep it together. That was Taylor getting a little sideways there. So I believe Ollie, where is Ollie? It's showing Ollie on softs. I don't know for sure, but I think he might be on softs. He might be struggling there with those softs. But Talvitier just put in the fastest lap of the race, just out front by himself, as was Westy. Where is Westy? Led the first quarter or fifth of this race. So he came out in 8th out of the pit. And it's showing he still has rain tires, but I believe that is not true. I'm going to refresh this and see if it changes. Nope. Still showing them on those. Okay, no big deal. So meanwhile, up to the pointy end, these guys are spread it out a little bit. So Merrick's now in the pits, as well as Taylor. So those two have come in. Also, I'm sure they're trying to do something with these tires with this dry conditions. They're probably coming right out of those rain tires and trying to put on their intermediates or even softs even with these dry conditions. So we got the current battle here. We got Merrick is in, getting past Taylor. 8. So let's see. This could. Where is? I'm looking for High Tree. Here he is. Okay. High Tree's back in the points after the pit stop. I believe he's 9th. Nicely done. And there's Mataj, who did lead this, or at least had second for a minute there. Currently in 4th or 5th, Jason Ollie. Meanwhile, remember Caitlin Penny with her incident. Here she is. She has been through the pits and has a whole new front end and is currently in 14th. So good job getting yourself prepared. Remember, Smythe came in early. He's currently in 13th. With Freddie Hill. I think these guys are teammates. Oh, and he takes a nasty tap there from Ollie. Oh, that wasn't very nice. And sent Freddie Hill into the barriers. Oh, man. Did you see that? I'm sure it wasn't intentional, but man, holy smokes. That was brutal. Oh my gosh. Okay, Gutierrez by himself in second with a 4-second, almost 5-second gap over Maddie. Tony Talavite just closing in on LaBelle there in that pink Porsche. So holy smokes, these guys are just, the gloves are off. I'm telling you, this mid forward pack is just getting bruised. I'm telling you, man, that was crazy. So Mataj, look out for Ollie, man. He was the black Mazda. He's like, leave on your father. Just battling his way up this field. Meanwhile, we got a bit of fighting going on here. This is Robin Taylor, Alexandre. Whoa, God, that is just such a gnarly part of the track right there. And he's off. Who's out in front? Off. That was Penny. Okay, so Penny's about to get lapped, getting some blue flags here. And Carchalate gets the fastest lap of the race so far, a 140.3. Could we see some 39s here during this dry segment? I don't know if it's going to stay like this for the rest of the race, but holy smokes, this is some good racing right here. These guys are not screwing around. Back to Alexandre. Oh, come on. Yeah. All right. So Ollie in third in the black Darth Vader Mazda. Who is that just in front? Is that some lap traffic? Is that Freddie Hell up there after his... No. Yep, it is. Okay, so that's Freddie after the... He slapped him already once. Oh, and Freddie's losing it sideways. Oh, Freddie. Can you regain? Yep, Freddie just getting it all wrong there. Lost his wing, so that could explain that. Oh, back to the pits for Freddie. That's going to hurt. Meanwhile, where's the pony? Jason Whited is in the pits. Gutierrez still comfortably in second. Tony Talbitier just leading this race. Westy slowly moving his way back up, currently in fifth. Here is Nick Westy. He was the first to pit. So basically, we've tried to undercut perhaps. I don't know. See if this works now. Okay, so it's still showing these guys on rain. So I don't think the tires are working. Number of stops. There's Shepard and Merrick. They're one. So you can see who hasn't stopped yet. All right, and here is the gap to the car next. Positions gained, lost. Got Caitlin and Penny here having a little battle in the back. Now we got some opportunities here for some of these guys. We've got Merrick and Shepard after the pit stops. Oh, Merrick gets it all wrong and spins it. Coming into the last sector 3 there. It's not going to cost him anything. He's currently still in the points. Is that Gutierrez right behind him? Nope. Gutierrez is pitting. No, that's Gareth Gutierrez here. Yeah, that is Gutierrez behind him. All right, so Gutierrez now takes the lead as Talvitier comes into the pit. I'm assuming for rubber, maybe to top off some fuel. Not sure how the fuel goes in this thing, but we got a battle here for High Tree. And Alexandre, High Tree putting the pressure on. This is for 7th place. There we go. Oh, and Penny Taylor, Robin Taylor gets a penalty coming out of the pit. That was probably a speeding in the pits, I would assume, or track cuts. Hard to say, but Gutierrez is the leader now after the pit stop. So Gutierrez yet to pit. Look at this. I knew we were going to get down to the 30s, but 37, holy smokes. Maddie Shepard has just set the fastest lap of this race from 8th position. There is Maddie closing in on some traffic here. We got Jacob Smith at Caitlin Penny. We'll get a little bit closer here. So Smythe going about to get around and does get that spot. Penny's on the curb, on the grass. Keep it together, Caitlin. Keeping it wide. You got to stay off those curbs right there, so you have to go wide. So Smythe looking for a way around. And I believe, who is that right on him? Yeah, okay. That is the 13th place carrier, Jason White. So these guys, holy smokes, Caitlin, doing a little trim in there. These guys taking advantage of the dry conditions. Meanwhile, Maddie Shepard putting the pressure, or getting some pressure, I should say, from Alexandre. See if we can get that rear view. Looking for that rear view. There it is. Oh, we got cars in the pits. So Taylor's in the pits, so guys are jumping up a couple spots there. I saw some changes in the leaderboard there. As High Tree finds himself in 6th now. Nicely done. And Shepard is currently in pursuit of that 6th position. So Mark's got his hands full if she catches up. See what happens there. Meanwhile, Ollie in the dark Mazda finds himself in second place. Listen to the scream of that thing. It's just amazing. Otage in third. Really good showing by these guys. Made their way battling through. Remember, they battled through when it was Merrick and Maddie having that little bit of a slap fight back there. Nicely done. Meanwhile, back in the tail end here, here is Smythe, and it begins to darken. It looks like the happy times could be over for these guys, as I think the rain is back on the menu. Here is High Tree. Oh, a little bit of trouble. Oh, as Maddie gets around him. You can see him fighting, and we are finally through the first 30 minutes of this race with 60 to go. So we're 1/3 of the way in, and looks like the rain is on its way. So anybody that fitted and changed tires is going to be in trouble. Look at Televite, I think it's on softs now. So I don't know what's going to happen. But I think rain is coming. It's just the skies are darkening. But I could be wrong. We don't know. We will just have to wait and see. You can see High Tree still up well into the points positions in 7th. But I believe there's a couple pit stops to go here for some of these guys. You can see them getting around. I believe that's Smythe getting lapped. Yeah, there's Jacob. He's currently in 12th. So the leaders are coming through to the top. Gutierrez is catching some as well. Westy now in 4th. Shepard in 6th. High Tree holding 7th right there, but getting a little bit of pressure from Talvitier, who will be on his tail. There is Talvitier. So meanwhile, here is Shepard looking to get ahead of, back up into 5th spot. Taylor throwing the elbows out. An opportunity right here for the path. Going to the inside. Shepard's got the inside line. It looks like she's got the spot. Oh, barely pulls it off. Nicely done, Maddie, jumping up into 5th. But Robin's not done. Just still defending, but then, of course, right on his tail, with a car between, is High Tree, I think. Yeah, it's Caitlin. It's right there. So here we go. Maddie trying to get around the back marker, with Taylor going with him. And you can see High Tree just a little bit of a gap back. So these guys make it through some of the back markers. It adds a little bit of a twist. Meanwhile, back here we got Jacob Smythe and Jason Whited right behind these leaders as they go. So these guys are still battling for position. Oh, and Gutierrez is out. What in the heavens to Betsy happened to Gutierrez? Gutierrez all of a sudden out of this race, out of the blue. He must have spun it and hit hard to knock him out. He would not quit unless the car was destroyed. Holy smokes, so there's another big blow. Gutierrez is out, Vandergeest is out, and Phil Brown is out. We got 3 cars out of this race. Johnny Gutierrez from the top finds himself out of this race. A heartbreaker. No. Westy now on the podium again, up into 3rd place as we tick down into this remaining hour, just minutes into the last remaining hour. Man, and I do think rain is on the way. Look at those clouds coming up. Those ones over there look like they got some water in them. We shall see. In the meantime, there's no rain, so let's just duke it out. So this battle back in the backpack here. This is the 13th Jacob Smythe. You can see Jason White just ahead of them, as well as Caitlin Penny. And Merrick is ahead of these guys just by, you know, a 30-second gap. And that is securing that 10th spot for him. So he's got a good chance of staying in the points with that 30-second gap to 11th. So Merrick can hold on without any disaster. He will find himself in the points. Meanwhile, Maddie protecting that 4th place with Taylor still staying right with him. They're together, and here is the rain. As predicted, here it comes. So we're going to see what happens now with the remaining 55 minutes. Who is going to be able to handle it? The 9th place is in the pits, so perhaps changing back to the wet. All right. And now who's leading? None other than Ollie Carzalatia himself in the dark Mazda. We saw what that Mazda could do. He's just putting that thing through the motions, man. He is just all over it. But let's see what happens now, because I do think he was on intermediates. And if the rain starts to intensify, let's see what it looks like. Got the wipers on. As you can see, the track is not reflecting yet, so not too bad. And the Mataj right there in 2nd place, but somewhat of a 12-second gap. And then Westy back about another 10, 14, 15 seconds back. So the leaders are spread out with those big gaps, but the rain is going to be the common denominator here. We are just going to see what happens there. Meanwhile, fucking Taylor, we do have some good racing going on right back down here with Smythe and Whited. And these guys are still on the sunny side of the track. As you can see them coming through, here's a quick glimpse of who's who. There's Caitlin. There's 7th. Tony Talvite is 7th, and he has got through. So 7th place has lap 10, I believe, which puts Merrick up into 8th after the pit stop and everything. So get a quick flash of the lights there by Smythe. As they are coming through. Caitlin now finds herself in 9th place. After that disastrous beginning, Caitlin is in the point. So good for her, but she can just keep it together now. So bummed about Gutierrez falling out. He is very competitive racer, fun to watch him drive, but it's what happens in the world of sim racing. Like I said before, the only thing that really gets hurt is your feelings. So this is a position battle here. Freddie, Jacob, still a nice dry line. Take advantage of this. They go into Beckett. They're ready to open these bays. Oh, there's getting a little slippery. So here is Robin Taylor trying to close that gap on Shepard. These are the curves you really have to stay off of, especially in the wet. Winds his way through the gears. All right. So the last points position, 10th place, currently held by Alexandre. He's got Jason and Smythe not too far behind. These guys are within 3 or 4 seconds of each other. And who is that going through? I wanted to see the APTORA car. Was that a High Tree? Nope. There's Televitier in the blue one. Yeah, Televitier. All right, so Tony currently in 7th. He's about a minute back to the leaders. Got the timings up there. The time is set to gap to leader. So the gap you're seeing there is actually to the leader. If we go to the gap to the next position, you can see that right there. Vital VTA is some 6 seconds back of High Tree. So there's that info for you. We'll put it back to the leader. And Smythe and Whited here that Merrick Plumbing livery. Just some 2 seconds back. So, man, 3 cars out of this race. Let's go back to the top here. Take a little review here. So we got Ollie, Garjalate, the lead. The 2 names that I have the hardest time pronouncing are running 1 and 2 right now, with Nick Westy in 3rd. I can handle that name. That's an easy one. But Bataj and Ollie, I'm really sorry. You got to get with me, and I will try and get my enunciation together to get your name right. I really apologize. But great racing nonetheless. So, and here's Bataj. So you can see those gaps are pretty big. Until we get down to 10th position is the closest racer right now, and here it is. So this is, yes, indeed, Alexandre in the last point spinning position, trying to put a little bit of pressure on Caitlin, holding that 9th spot. And there's that Tony Talvitier up there just ahead of him in 7th. So 7th has lapped up to 9th, I think. And where is Randy? Merrick, I think, is in no man's land. Okay, who was that pitting? That was that Talvitier? No. It was High Tree. Had to be High Tree. He's in the green. Yeah, High Tree's into the pits. Okay, very good. As the rain becomes to come. So High Tree's probably putting the wets back on. Okay, Randy, where are you? Earth to Randy. Here we go. Cornfield Wonders. There he is. All right. Currently a lap down in 8th. So he is the first of the lapped cars in 8th position. High Tree in the pits. So he's going to unlap himself, I believe, from High Tree. And probably he'd have to go all the way back around, I believe. Or maybe High Tree could be a lap down too. Let's just see what happens here as they cross. Because, yeah, you can see he's going to take this spot some 7 seconds off. Where is High Tree? Is High Tree coming out yet? High Tree's not rolling. So Merrick takes that spot. Now finds himself in 7th. So there is Randy. And a High Tree coming out yet? Not yet. All right. So Alexandre, these guys are getting close too. So is Penny and Alexandre going to get around him too? We shall see as they're coming to bridge. They're heading into that Priori and Brooklyn section. Oh, and there's a bit of an off. Caitlin having a hard time keeping that thing. So here's they come around. Let's see where High Tree is. High Tree's still in the pits. So these guys are going to get tight here. High Tree's got to get rolling. He's going to find himself out of the point. Is he rolling yet? Not yet. So here they go. High Tree's going to 8th. He's going to go to 9th. Unless he can get that baby out. Hopefully he can come out and be competitively able to chase these guys down, as High Tree's now in 10th, so he has held on to 10th. Here comes Whited. So High Tree finally out of the pit. Takes forever to get tires and gas in this. But also we got some guys in. So Shepard and Taylor are in the pits now. So obviously probably changing to the wet. Meanwhile, up in front, there is your leader. Carjalate. That's got to be close, but probably not. Anyway, that Mazda's screaming its way on. Oh, as he's taking a little shortcut there. Oh, getting a little bit of air. That's going to hurt. A little suspension. It's like that. The marshals are not going to like that. If you add that with this little accidental punt that I think it gave to, was that Freddie Hell back there. I think he's probably got 2 or 3 strikes. But nonetheless, he is leading this race. Okay, so meanwhile, these guys are all in the pits now behind each other for position. So Merrick and Maddie are both in, and they're fighting for position. Caitlin Penny, how close is she? Oh, and who's that? They just had it off. Who just went off? Was it? So LaBelle. Who was that? It wasn't Maddie. Maddie's battling. There they go. Westy in second place, getting passed by Shepard. Shepard's coming out on fresh rubbers. We just saw her coming out of the pit. So Westy on old tires. Maddie unlapping herself. So I believe this is Shepard right here in 6th. Some 12 seconds off of 5th of Taylor ahead. But these guys, look at this pit. Look at this nightmare in the pit. Good heaven. Okay, Merrick's like, get me out of here. And he's like, sorry guys, I had to stick my little tail out there, but I'm in. Whited. These guys are all 3 in the pits. They're all putting little rain tires on. So here we go. This is really going to mix it up. Who's going to get out first? I don't know. Back here comes Freddie. See if Freddie making it through, getting into maggots. I believe that's where that is. So this cluster in the pits is brought to you by APTORA, not to forget our sponsors. This cluster in the pits brought to you by APTORA. Televitier, where is High Tree? Cheers. High Tree in 7th. Wow. So the pit stops have really thrown a curveball with this rain. Smythe coming around. Let's see if Smythe's going to be able to get a spot. LaBelle's in the pit, so he's going to take over from... He does. He gets 12th away. And 11th from Caitlin, because these two are still in the pit. So Freddie Hell, with 44 minutes left, is out. Finds himself in the point. Or I'm sorry, Jacob Smythe. Those two mixed up with those similar paint jobs. Let's check on Freddie. Where in the heavens to Betsy is Freddie? There he is. Well, orange and white. And, yeah, orange, red, and white. So, yeah. My bad. I'm old. I'm having a senior moment there. Okay, so LaBelle's in the pit. Everybody's pretty spread out. Let's go back to the pointy end. Let's see how Ollie's doing. I'm telling you, I don't know. I don't think he's on wets. Look at this. He's just all over the place. He's using sheer will to keep that thing on the track. And Westy pitting without a front end. So Westy had an issue. There he is, parked. He's missing a front end, so that's going to throw a wrench in the boat. She's pitted from second place with damage. With damage. Holy smokes, that's going to open the door. Televitier is probably going to get this spot. Showing him a lap down. He's going to unlap himself right here as they cross through the pit, I would believe. Taylor in 3rd ahead of him, driving. So everybody is shown a lap down from the leader because Ollie has yet to pit. So he's going to have to throw it in there at some point in time. So, okay, everybody's out and racing again. And we have a new, nope, Westy, where is Westy's back out? Look at this, Westy got out and held on to second place by some miracle. How do you believe it? And here comes Taylor. So Televitier just about 2 seconds back. So this is going to be a little bit of pressure here for the top 5. So Mataj after the pit stop finds himself in 5th. Right? Okay. Maddie Shepard in 6th. So we've got some tight racing here. So these guys have tightened things up in the mid-top here. Ollie putting in those blistering times. The fastest lap for Ollie was a 1:36, but his last lap was a 1:51. So you can tell the rain has slowed these guys way down. Holy smokes. And here he was. Okay, Ollie did pit. He's coming out now. Or he's coming in now. My bad. No, yeah. Is he in? Is he out? He's in. So the leader has pitted. That's a long pit road. Like I said, I'm old. All right. So that's going to see now. We're going to see how far back these guys were. Because look at that. It's 80 seconds. Westy. So if Ollie in the dark Mazda can get out of there in less than 70-something more seconds. He's going to hold on to the lead. Good heavens, what a battle. And let's not forget Matty Shepard, who's just been so tough in this entire race. Despite the first rounds he had, round one with Merrick, duking it out side by side. And then some offs and fighting the track as well as the opponents, finds himself in 6th place. Closing in on Matash, who actually I think led this race at one point in time. So here we go. Delvitier in 4th, and it looks like he's pretty much got them clear sailing. 3rd place is just a 2.5 gap in front of him. So Delvitier is an excellent driver in the rain, so this could be really interesting. So I think Taylor's up here, and we've got to have some lap traffic perhaps. There is 3rd place Robin Taylor, and that is Alexandre in 9th place in front of him. So we do have some lappers here. He's going to have to get through the back markers, and that's going to allow Delvitier to get him. But okay, so the back marker gets out of the way, wisely done. Delvitier should be able to get through as well. Should let him through. Be on the next opportunity as the spray begins to build as the track gets soaked. So there they go, the Ollie getting past, and there's the wide spread by the lapper getting lapped. Okay, so here we go. Westy, once again, the leader like it was about 40 minutes ago. Taylor in 2nd, Tony Delvitier in 3rd, and Ollie coming out of the pit in 6th position, I believe. As we got, is that Maddie's going off? Maddie's off. Is that going to open the door? Oh, they're going to race now. Here we go. No harm, no foul. Maddie took the shortcut. Oh, there's another contact. Watch out for these guys. Good heaven. Maddie. I want the back view. There it is. Okay, so Maddie's got away from Ollie. Ollie's having trouble back there, it looks like. Closing in now, so I'm thinking the tire selection. Let's see what it says this time. I don't think it's going to work, but everybody's on the R. I thought that was rain, but W for Merrick says wet, so I don't know. I have no idea. Like I said, I'll try to get that working. Woody's been working with me. He's been showing me and telling me what to do, but I'm just not smart enough. I'll figure it out, though, Woody. Thanks for your help. All right. So, Taylor in 2nd place, Delvitier in 3rd. We got a race here for the podium. These guys are pretty tight. Let's check that gap that Westy has. Westy's got 5 seconds on Taylor. So, not everything is said and done in the books. There's nothing carved in stone here. This is still wide open. And we see what can happen at any minute. So these guys are racing it out here. Delvitier in that blue and white APTORA number 72. To close that gap. Taylor just ahead. And Matash is not too far back. Because Matash is fighting out with Maddie. He's got that 3-second gap to close on for 4th. It's about, 16-second gap, though, to the podium for Matash and friend Maddie as the rain continues to pummel. So meanwhile, up at the sharp end, Delvitier's got it under 2 seconds now. They're heading into that last sector 3, into that Brooklyn section. Through Peoria, Brooklands, coming into Luffield. And that little bit of wood coat, semi-big right bender here to the start-finish. And there they go. Meanwhile, back in 12th, we got a battle here with Penny and Whited. Battling for this 12th and 11th. Jason currently sitting in 11th. So we're going to keep our eye on that. But meanwhile, back to the sharp end. Talvitier looking to find a way. You can see the track is getting soaked now. We're starting to see bigger puddles. I think that's what caught Gutierrez out. I don't know. We'll have to ask him what happened. So, we missed it. It's too bad. So these guys are catching up. I think that's the Freddie Hell group just in front of these leaders, a lap down. So it could be some more lap traffic that might help Talvitier catch up with Taylor here. Although he's doing a pretty good job staying with him. Right there. See, where is this Freddie Hell? You can see that is the Freddie Hell group right there. And he's, Jason in 12th is well ahead of him. So we'll keep our eyes on that. As you can see, these guys are right here starting to close. So I'm going to have to start watching the mirrors here. These back markers are going to have their hands full of race leaders here. So we are just under 35 minutes left. So the last third of this race, and it's still anybody's race up here at the front. Talvitier's view. Oh, hang on to it, Tony. Look out. Back against some maggots. Maggots and Beckett's. Hang on to your maggot. There we go. Yes, indeed. They are slowly closing in on that Freddie Hell, who's currently in 13th. Meanwhile, Shepard, once again, very entertaining. It's closed the gap between Matasha a little bit there. So here we go. See that we have it right there. It's under 2 seconds. So in the rain, Maddie's she's just brilliant in the rain. I mean, seems to just excel when it starts getting tough. She just puts it together, man. So consistent, so competitive. A nice run that Maddie has had with all the adversity in this race. She'll find herself in that top 5. Nicely done. Down the run, and where is Randy? All-time favorite corn-fed. There he is, all by himself in 8th place. He's got 28 seconds on Alexandre, so nothing there. High Tree currently in 7th. And look at this. There might be a spot for 6th there. He could be catching Ollie. It depends on Ollie's tire choice up there. Meanwhile, Talvitier is right on Taylor's bumper now. So here we go. This is for 2nd place. Hang on to it. Oh, man. These are treacherous conditions. Good heavens. And you can see, is that Westie's right there. So these guys are not too far. As you can see, Taylor's only 3 seconds off of Westie. And Talvite at 0.9, so off of Westie. As they are nose to tail here. They got through the Freddie Hill group, which is him all by himself. So Taylor's got his work cut out for him. Talvitier keeping the pressure on. Oh, Talvitier, a little bit of the grass. That's going to help. Tries to close the gap, but we've got a yellow in sector 1. Who could it be now? Hard to say. As long as it wasn't Westy. So we've got the top 5 now within a few seconds of each other. Let's drop down to Maddie. Let's see. Maddie, she's seconds to Matej. Matej is right there. You can see Telvitier is a group ahead of them. I think there's a back marker between them. Yeah, I think the spray in the back there is that group. But meanwhile, Telvitier has found his way to the back bumper of Robin Taylor, and Taylor has doubles out and is going to have to do some serious defending here. Excuse me, as we are hitting the 30-minute mark. 2/3 of this race completed, and with only 3 cars out in the rain, that's quite impressive, actually. So 4th, 5th, and 6th, the Disco Bar, Shepherd, and High Tree are some 16, 17 seconds back of this group. But they have tightened it up amongst themselves. And I think Shepherd is in that group. And Shepherd, let's just jump back there really quick because it's putting the screws to Matej here. Yep, so there is that fight. And here, back to the second place battle. Taylor holding on. Really some good defending today by Robin Taylor. A great job. Tony just kind of closes that gap, and then Robin kind of opens it up a little bit. And the same's going on back behind them for 4th and 5th, some 17, 18 seconds back. Shepherd and Dascovalar are also fine. But let's see what happens here. There's only a few opportunities here in the rain, especially. You see Tony really closes up there on the straights. Going to get that little bit down the out of Brooklyn's heading into Coops. And then Maggis and Beckus are side by side. Is he going to the outside? Oh, Tony sets up to try to get on the inside, but had to give it up. Just had it. They were side by side there for a second. Coming out of Beckett. And to put it on the gas for the hanger straight. Coming out of Chappelle. Get it on the floor. Let's see what happens. You have anything? There's the gaining. Into Coops. Or into Stowe, I'm sorry. Look at this. Racing. Tony on the inside, on the outside. Robin hanging on the inside. The head into Valley. Oh! Hang on to it. Tony almost has a disaster, but hangs on. And now Taylor a little bit of a side slipping. As you're coming out of club. Going to head down into Abbey. So a little bit better of a gap. That was some good racing there under the bridge. Into Perori. Round into the famous turn Brooklands. Crazy business here. Holy smokes. All right. Meanwhile, Matty Shepherd. You see closing in on Mataj. These guys are duking. Telvitier back on it though. I get little alerts when they're within 2 seconds though. That's the only clues I have. Trying to go. I want to jump down the field and get a look at everybody else, but this is the battle for second place, and it looks like Tony's going to get it. Oh, and Robin's off, and they're both off. Incidental curb action, and that gives Telvitier this position. That was completely curb related. There was no intentions there. I told you about those high curbs. So Taylor gets it all wrong and takes a little bit too much curve, sends him into Telvitier, and Telvitier manages to keep the spin in a one direction without being a spin. And Taylor got the worst of that action, and it was also caused by him jumping off the curb. So there you have it. Second place now is Telvitier. So that opens up the action here for Shepherd. She's just closing in on Mataj. Maybe it's Mataj. Anyway, I love the name. I got to get it right because what a cool name. So this is the tightest battle on the track now, being for fourth place. Shepard. Oh, they're duking. Look at Maddie. They're heading down to the bridge. This is really technical in here. We just saw what can happen if you take these curves wrong. There's those high curves. You got to stay off those curves. Oh, as Maddie goes, it gets around, but she saves it. It doesn't go all the way around. Oh my goodness. She didn't lose a spot, but a back marker got through, so. The 8th place Alexandre got through, but oh, Maddie's in trouble now. Did she flat spot her tires, perhaps? So you can see that Mother Nature is really dictating what's happening here, because these events involving the slickness of the track are really what's caused a lot of these position changes, as expected. I mean, we're racing in the rain. Come on. It's part of it. This is the sport. But as we started about 45 minutes ago, Westy is in the lead. He's got 4 seconds on Televitier, who's right there in the picture. So not impossible. Then we have Taylor back here, so another 4 seconds to that. So you can see the separation. 8 seconds to the leader from third, 4 seconds to the leader from second. So this is far from over with 25 minutes to go. Are these tires going to hold up? That APTORA Mazda just screaming its way through a lap after lap. Televitier at the helm. It's been a brilliant race, finding himself on the podium. Really good stuff. All right, a little bit of break here. Nobody's within 2 seconds, so let's go down to the bottom here. 14th place, there is Michael LaBelle, currently in 14th, all by himself. Hanging in there, had a decent race, keeping it alive. And there is Freddie Hell. We saw what happened to him. He's had his fair share of mishaps, and he did get knocked around there a little bit. And then Jacob Smythe also had his fair share of craziness. And you can see Ollie there behind him, who's currently 7th. Jason Whited currently in 11th. And then Caitlin Penny, as you remember, was missing parts after lap 1, finds herself in the points. If she can hang on for the next 23 minutes, she's actually going to get a championship point out of this if she can hang on. Whited in the back there, 16 seconds, has 23 minutes to make up that gap, so we'll see. And then our famous Corp Fred, Mr. Randy Merrick, in the MRGs, finds himself in 9th place, having a good run. Really did some aggressive driving there. Remember the little duke out with Shepard they had there in the first third of this race. And then Alexandre in 8th place, some 10 seconds back. And then Ollie in the dark Mazda, who once led this race, seems to be sliding around. I don't think he's got wet. There he is. Ollie is fighting it, man. He's fighting it. Ollie, did you put the wrong tires on? That would be my guess. I mean, holy smokes. Look at that. So 19 seconds ahead of Alexandre, but that might be changing here with it. We can't keep that thing under control. That's some crazy driving. And then SRO's own Mark Heitree in the APTORA livery, driving for Flying Crowbar Racing, finds himself in 6th place. As we're closing in on 20 minutes, nicely done, Mr. Heitree. Very good run. And there it brings us up to Maddie. Oh, we got a yellow in sector 2. Who is it? Is it Ollie? My guess it would be Ollie. Yeah, Ollie. Yep, there he is. He's having trouble. He's on pit lane there. Coming out. Oh, I knew it, man. Here, get in there and jet those tires off, Ollie. Smart. Good job. You got to finish this race, bud. There you go. All right. So Heitree, guys are just battling these wet conditions. Shepard had a brilliant race. Finds herself in 5th. Very respectable considering what's going on here. And then we got some. Okay, Ollie's getting past. Merrick is going to take this spot. So Merrick, everybody's going to move up Ollie's finally getting on some wets, I believe. So everybody's going to move up. There's Merrick. What's this? There's Taylor in third, getting around. Freddie Howe. Some lap traffic. And here is Telvitier in second. Closing that gap to Westy. So we got 20 minutes left here. And it looks as though the driving skills of Telvitier has put him just almost under 2 seconds from the lead. So we've seen Westy get wide. He's very good at defending. So we're just going to see what happens here. There is Westy. He's got some lappers in front of him. Telvitier right on his tailbone. As we hit 20 minutes, it's under 2 seconds. Tony just pushing and pushing and pushing. Who is this lap car? We're going to find out here. Letting him through. Yep, Whited letting him through. Very good, Jason. What a fight here we got, everybody. I hope you're enjoying this as much as I am. Good night. This is going to be a photo finish, I believe, with Telvitier can keep it together. If these guys can keep all 4 tires on the track, this is going to be one heck of a finish. Maintaining that gap. Gutierrez would be right in this mix had he not lost it. Still curious to see what happened to him. There is live chat going on if anybody's watching. You can chat on the YouTube. We don't have a lot of live chat. We probably don't even have a lot of people watching, but what the heavens to Betsy. Some good racing. All right. 1.1 to 1.3. Let's check out where did Ollie come out. Ollie came out in ninth, so he's still in the point. And let's see, he's got a little bit more control over this car now with some fresh rubber on there. So, hey, man, you know, you got to give it to him for going for it. I know he was just trying to go for it. That's my gut feeling is he was going to try and do it on inters or softs even. But he just didn't have the pace after leading this race for a good handful of laps up there in the dark Mazda. Nicely done, though. Hanging in there. Top 10 puts you in the points. Caitlin Penny still holding on to that last spot. As the battle for the top spot. Just as he gets it under a second. It's 9/100ths. Good heavens. They're coming up on the next lapper. That in the green APTORA. Gotta be High Tree. So High Tree. Yep, that's High Tree right there, sitting in sixth place with the leaders closing in on him. Just nice steady race by Mark today, keeping it together, keeping in that top 10. He's in a good point span position. If he just hangs on with that 17 minutes left, but that's the trick, hanging on with all this water on the track. All right, there's Brewer Smythe currently in 13th. And his teammate Freddie Howe, some 20 seconds ahead of him, I believe. Having a little excursion. Freddie. But there, we keep it on the track. Their 7th place got through. Freddie currently in 12th. And here comes Merrick, his teammate. He was in 8th. So I'm sure Freddie would give way to Randy here to let him get through. Teammates they are on MRG. Yep, 8th, chasing 12th. Nicely done. So opportunity, he's going to let him go. Looks like he's giving him a window right here as they come through these turns. And there goes Randy. In 7th place, just ahead of Randy there, but only by about 8 seconds. So there is a chance here for Randy to move up in the last 15 minutes of this race. If Alexandre has a mishap or something, 8 seconds, that's a lot of gap in the rain to make up with 15 minutes left. But meanwhile, Talvitie keeping it within 2 seconds. Perhaps he's just kind of poised and waiting for the last few minutes of this race, saving some tires, if that's at all possible, to give him a shot at the lead. Oh, keep it on the track, Tony. I was just waiting for that thing to spin around. He is really taking advantage of these apexes. You can see how wide he's going there. You get a good look at how wet the track is, where these guys are all spread out. Keeping that gap. Westy doing a great job of holding that gap. So we got the Mazda versus Porsche here for the last 15 minutes. Used to be able to close it to under a second here in this certain section of the track, and he's gaining like a tenth a lap on that gap. Because he was getting it up to 1.2, 1.3, and he's held it. Yeah, see, here we go, keeping it down. Tire wear and traffic are an issue here, so there's LaBelle letting him through. Nicely done. And then I think Hightree and them are just in front. So, yep. There is the 6th place cars. Got a 43-second gap over 7th, so good for him. But Shepard, 4th, 2 seconds within 4th. And I'm trying to see where it's Hightree's got that bigger gap there to Shepard. So, yeah. As the lappers are letting them through. Meanwhile, back to the pointy end. So look at now it's 0.7, 0.8. And then back up to 1.2. So consistent, I'm thinking. But it looks like he does gain a tenth or two per lap. And now they're heading into the 6th place traffic of Hightree. Because I think Shepard in 5th, Hightree in 6th. But there's quite a gap between 6th and 5th. So Shepard got her own battle going on with Matage. And that is right here. So as you can see, Matage holding on to that beautiful red and white APTORA skin. The Porsche of Matty Shepard. Closing in. So looking to gain a spot here to get a few more points as Matty Shepard's swinging that thing to the inside. It's a pretty tight gap. So the 2, 4th and 5th with Robin Taylor in, hang on to it, Matty again. These guys are doing some cross country. A little bit of rallying going on. Watch out for the lappers. There you go. Come on, Matty, hanging in there. Back on track. Wow. All right, here we go. Back to the sharp end. We're coming up on 12 minutes remaining. Guys are getting through some lappers now. There we go. Nicely done. Is that Caitlin? Looks like Caitlin, yep. Letting them through from 10th position. Hanging in there, Caitlin, keeping your point. You're going to get that valuable championship point. Just got to hang on for 10, 11 more minutes. Not let anything crazy happen. Wow. Oh, as you see the antics of Shepard, how did that allow Hightree to catch up to Shepard at all? I don't think so. But Hightree in 6th place all by himself with 47 seconds over Alexandre. So not to worry there. As you can see, Shepard's got that 38 seconds to the leader, and Hightree has 94 seconds to the leader. So something bad's going to happen for Shepard to lose out on that. But as you can see, anything can happen at any moment. There was another quick yellow there in sector 1, so somebody kind of lost it coming out of the start finish. Head through Maggots and Beckett's perhaps. As the leaders are getting closer and closer to High Tree. There they are, 1, 2, and there's Penny just got through. Mike making his way, Freddie Hell. Guys, you've got a little bit of a battle here. 4-second gap between 12 and 13 for teammates to duke it out there. Meanwhile, Ollie and the Mazda, some 10 seconds back on Merrick. So I think Randy's in a good spot to keep 8. But 5 seconds, so that gap has grown from Alexandre. High Tree on an island has a great gap. He's just got to keep it together. And there is Shepard as we hit the 10-minute mark. And there's another yellow in sector 1. Let's hope it's not the leaders. All right, back to the pointy end. There's that gap has been grown a little bit. But that's okay. They got some lap cars up here. That might slow Westy down a minute and allow Tony to catch back up, because the 1.3 factor overs the 0.7 and 0.8 that he had a lap before. So it could be tire wear, tire degradation taking effect here on these wets. How long they would last. This has been a pretty good run on these wet tires when this rain started coming down. There is that view. Look at the car just getting a little bit sideways. Well, the third place to the leader is 20 seconds. So, and Taylor's got a whole bunch of time over Bataj. So it looks like Taylor can maintain that third spot as well as he just hangs on. And the real fight here is going to be for the lead. Westy and Talavite gets into half a second. 4/10, 3/10. Okay, he's on him now. And this all with High Tree still just in front. So Westy perhaps getting a little bit of the spray from High Tree. Let's have a look. You can see leader Westy, stay off those curves. Good job. You've got to stay off those high curves. We saw what happened. So there is High Tree. And there is Salvitier. So look at Tony's got it. Half a second. So he is right there. And there goes High Tree giving way. Nicely done. Hang on to your 6th place there, Mark. And Salvitier. Oh, here we go. This is it, man. We're down to 7 minutes, and he is all over him. Tony has got it to the bumper. Is that the mistake he needed? Is that the mistake he needed? He's going to the inside, and they're kissing it. No harm, no foul. And we have a new leader. Salvitier has taken the lead with a little bit of a bumper kiss there. Just a treacherous rainy conditions. And a new leader, Salvitier, with 7 minutes remaining. Westy defended as much as he could. He got through, took a little bit of a curve, threw him a little bit sideways, opened the door. We've seen that throughout this race on these positions. The curves have really been the nemesis of these guys trying to gain. I mean, you've only got so much room in the track, so you're trying to give room and keep the racing fair, but you hit those curves and holy smokes, that's it. So Salvitier now could be running away with this. Let's see if Westy has anything for him, as that gap is 1.2. If Westy can get on it and do what Tony did to him, you've got to stay with him. But look at how treacherous this is. Just correction over oversteer, understeer. Get as that gap gets away. as they head down the Woodcock Straight. Oh, look at this. He's lost it wide. He's got to get hard on the brakes out of Coops. As the gap expands 2 seconds, even High Tree has 6th place, is giving a little bit of pressure to second. So Taylor, he's not, Westy's not in danger of losing second, I don't think, to Taylor with only 5 minutes left. But does he have anything for Televitier, who had that brilliant run? And like I said, he just hung in there for the last 7, 8, 9 laps, just waiting for the opportunity, and then got right on him and just took advantage of the conditions. Bouncing off that curb and could find himself sitting on the podium in first place with 5 minutes to go. Meanwhile, back here, Shepard, this is the battle for 4th. Shepard currently in 5th, has caught up to Bataille. There is the gap as Televitier extends his gap. Televitier's last lap was in 146 and Westy's last lap was in 148, so that shows that 2-second gap. But meantime, Shepard, all the mishaps that has happened to her this race, finds herself nicely battling for 5th. And meanwhile, we got a good battle here for 7th and 8th with Ollie in the dark Mazda. Has caught up Alexandre. He was under 2 seconds. So he might have something to say here before the time runs out. Gain himself another spot. So moves being made in the last 5 minutes here as we hit the 4-minute mark. Shepard and Bataille and Ollie and Alexandre. As you can see, that gap is now 3.5 seconds. Just about Televitier running away after he got around. What a brilliant run by Televitier today. Man, all right. So these guys are caught him. Ollie is right there and looking for a spot. He smells points. He's going to make his move. He's right with him. This could be the spot here. To the inside, to the outside, to the overside. Keep it clean, guys. Keep it clean. Brilliant defense by Alexandre. We are side by side. Look at Ollie keeping it real, keeping it real. From the outside to the inside. No contact, no harm, no foul. Back to the inside as Beckett's. Brilliant racing here as we hit the 3-minute mark. Does Ollie have anything for him down the hanger straight? Let's see. Looking to gain the inside position as they head down into Stowe. It looks like he's got him. And Ollie's on the nose and takes the spot. Brilliant pass by Ollie as Alexander goes a little bit wide, but wow, what a great move by the dark Mazda. Making his way up through the field. Nicely done, Ollie, into 7th place. All right. After that tire change, after the pit stop coming out, taking advantage of that fresh rubber at the end here, gaining another spot. So next would be High Tree, but I think High Tree's got a really good gap, a minute gap over him. So High Tree has nothing to worry about there. Shepard, though, is going to try. Did get around Bataille. So there it is. Shepard into 4th. We missed that as well. So Bataille. Shepard gets around. Is going to race to the end here without incident, I think. That gap continues to grow to Bataille. Wow. What a race. All right. Minute and a half to go here to the finale of this rain-soaked 90-91 Silverstone epic C-Mod race. Wow. This has been quite the race. Okay. All the gaps are over 2 seconds now. Nothing's lighting up on my board, so we're going to go down the list. Here it is. Talvitier with a 5-second gap now over Westy. He is your leader. Then there is Nick Westy. Then we got Taylor in third. Some 16 seconds back is Maddie Shepard, who just took fourth away. There is Maddie. For Matage, there's Matage in that beautiful red APTORA skin. And then Haitree, Mr. Consistent for the race today. I think Haitree has been so consistent, hanging on to that mid-pack points positions. Really good race by Mark today. And then Ollie, who's had quite the adventure today. He's been all over the place, man. He has led the race. He was back, double digits back, and now finds himself up in 7th. Nicely run. Same with Alexandre, had a really good run today as well. In the 8th, as we had the time is ticking down and we are running out of time. Where is Televitier? As we got 11, 12 seconds left. Let's see if we can follow him to the finish here. That Mazda. All right, time has expired. See, Tony's got some lap cars in front of him, but I believe it's not anything to worry about as he heads down to Bridge for the last time, and they're heading into Sector 3, going into Priory and Brooklands. What a great race today. Wow. Not a dull moment. From green to checkered, this has been action-packed. Filled. And here is your leader, Tony Talvitier. He's going to take the checkered. He crosses the line wherever in the heaven the best it is. And here we go. There is your round 3 winner, Tony Talvitier in the Mazda, taking round 3 in the rain at Silverstone 91. Brilliant race, Tony. Well done. Comes Nick Westy right on his heels. Coming in, there's Robin Taylor. We'll be back. You saw Randy Merrick cross a lap down. Here comes Taylor just heading into that section. There is your podium, 3rd place, Robin Taylor. Nicely done. And Maddie Shepard coming through. There is 3rd, and here comes Maddie, 4th place. Beating today, took a beating and came out for the top 5 finish. Very well done. And Matage as well. Nice race today by Matage, taking 5th place. Brilliant run by these top 5 drivers. Really well done. And here comes Haitree, taking 6th. I think he's been lapped already. Lap down. Ollie in 7th, about to cross. And you can see Freddie LaBelle there just behind him, about ready to cross. Very steady. Very nice job there by Michael, finishing 14th. No harm, no foul. And there comes Alexander, going to take that 8th place. And Randy Merrick, who already finished a lap down, taking 9th. And in the last point paying position, Caitlin Penny. Very, very good. Nicely done. Where is my session? Here we go. Race 1. So here are the results of race 3. There is your winner, Tony Talvitier. 52 laps of pure pressure. Nick Westy 2nd, Robin Taylor 3rd, Maddie Shepard in 4th, Matage Descalvier in 5th, Mark Haitree finishing 6th, Alekar Tachi 7th, Alexandre, not even going to try, 8th, Randy Merrick in 9th, and Caitlin Penny in 10th. There is your top 10. Not going to give me the next page. All right. Next page. Here we go. Sorry. Jason White in 11th. Jacob Smythe in 12th. Freddie Hell in 13th. Michael LaBelle in 14th. Johnny Gutierrez 15th with the DNF. Phil Brown and John Vandergeest, all 3, I should say, DNF in this race. Most unfortunate. So, what a tough way to go. But there it is, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you guys had as much fun as I did broadcasting as you watching, because this was some action-packed adventure. So, with that said, coming up next, of course, we will be in Japan, in Fuji, in 2 weeks, August 4th. Same time, same channel. Don't miss out. We'll see you then, and thanks for watching.